chatting with Chef Elio of Taqueria Picoso in Northern Virginia. Man, talking to some of these chefs and these restaurant owners, you really hear the crazy stories of how they start off. I mean, Chef went from Mexico to America to open his restaurant right in the middle of COVID. They almost closed. They decided to stay open, and they were just driving around in their own cars delivering food. So it was him, his wife, and the owner. They had just no staff, and did it and survived. So we get to hear his story, a little bit of his upbringing, and what he's been up to here in the DC, Northern Virginia area. Stay tuned. All right, man. We are up and live. Chef Elio, it looks like you're ready to work today. Probably a lot going on, man. You seem like a very busy guy. What's happening today? Give everyone a little bit of background of who you are and where are you today?
Okay, well, my name is Chef Elio Gomez. I'm from Mexico City, born and raised. Um, I'm in the business I have been in the business for maybe 17 years now. Since I was, a teenager, I always had this interest and passion for cooking.
Hmm.
I grew up with my mom. It was like my mom and my sister were my only family. Uh, but my mom, she's a great mother. Like she handled things, to be at work. Also, taking care of my sister and I. And then she handled how to after work cook every day for us. That was uh, amazing thing that like surprisingly most of working moms they just grab food from another place or buy food, but my mom just handle things to after work pick up my sister and I from the school and then get to house and start cooking.
Wow.
So I guess it was just to look at her cooking for us with that love and everything, taking care of everything. So I just, when I was a kid, I started, you know, um, get the interest just watching her trying the food and everything. And, I was like 13 or 12 years old, and I started saying, like, Mom, can you teach me how to make this soup or
Hmm.
whatever so I can make my own? And so that's how it started. And then I was in high school, and then it was this class that you have to, to pick up to just figure out, imagine how you want to be as a grown up,
Yeah.
uh,
Okay.
and I just started doing some research on, like cooking careers. In that time, I'm 37 years old. In that time, it was no TV shows about chefs. No, I mean, like chefs were used to be dishwashers, and then just jump into the kitchen, and it was like real good chefs.
Right.
So when I in that time it was like that, even in Mexico. Like most of the my family, my friends. I remember that in my classroom, I was the only one saying that I want to be a chef. So everybody
What
said,
did
"What?"
everybody else? What did everybody else in your class want to be?
Like sales and marketing, graphic designer,
Hmm. Right.
lawyer, accountant, like
Basic
uh,
stuff. Yeah.
doctor, you know. But I was the only one saying that and say like, my teacher said like, really? Is that profession is not for just women? And say like, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. And then when I told my mom said the same, and he's not even. I mean,
Where did you go to school? Sorry.
I went to Mexico City in a school
Okay.
called Superior de Gastronomía. It's in
Okay. Mexico
Spanish.
City. Yep.
Yeah, but it's really expensive. So when my mom realized that we had to decide, and then I didn't. When I finished my high school and I had to go to college, I didn't get into the college right away to the culinary arts college because it was really expensive. So my mom said like, are you sure that you want to do that because it's really expensive?
Mm.
I say like, why don't you just take a course or something like that in 1 year, and then you try, and if you say that if it's going to be your passion and everything, we can go for that one, the
Mm.
expensive one. So I did that, and after 1 year I said like, yeah, that's what I want to do.
Mm.
So I started studying. It was 4 years. It was really expensive, so I have to take one semester recess to save money. I entered to a restaurant and started working. Like in the third semester, I
Mm.
started working, and then I went back to school, but working at the same time because I need money to help my mother to pay the tuition because it was really expensive. So since that time, I was working in restaurants. I was studying culinary arts, and then in this industry, and I was, amazed
Mm.
when I get my first, my the chef yelled at me, and I was like, "What?" But I remember that it was this adrenaline, and I really enjoy it. And since this
Yeah.
time, I've been here. You know,
Yeah. Awesome. And where are you right now? Like,
the supposed to be my office. I never spend every like a minute here. I mean, I always in the
yeah.
kitchen at the bar. You know, I don't like to be sitting. I'm always working and running and
Yeah.
yelling. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, we
So
really
you're
enjoy that.
in sort of the back hallway of the taqueria. That's where you're at, right?
Yes, 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 yes. This is the back kitchen, and we adapt here, like a little office. We have the safe here. And, we have like I look to the invoices here.
Love it.
So I want to be here because it's quiet. At the restaurant we always playing music. But if you wanna see the place, I can,
Oh,
walk and have a tour.
yeah.
Come on.
Sure. I would love a quick little tour if it's
Okay.
possible. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Let's take this podcast on the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is my back kitchen. This is Alba, who is
Hey.
making, she's making plans right now. Um, she's making some vinaigrette here, I think. Uh,
Is the prep just nonstop in your kitchen?
never,
Yeah.
never, never.
I think that's the thing that people don't realize when they go to the restaurant. They're like, "Oh, they just got there a couple hours
Uh,
beforehand."
she starts at 8 a.m. every day, and then she's supposed to be going right now, but she always have a lot of things to do, so she will be off at 3, and then my prep guy will come, the night one will come at 4,
Oh, wow.
and yeah, it never stops. Well, here we have oven. I have here my tortilla maker.
That's dope.
This one I brought it. We brought it from Mexico.
Jesus. That's
This
cool.
one is,
How many tortillas are you doing a day?
hmm, we make like
No
3 or 4 times a week. We make uh, like 1,500 tortillas every time that we make. Yeah. So we have here our corn that I brought it from Oaxaca.
Oh,
This is
wow.
the yellow one. The blue one here. This is my molino, the cornmeal.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
This is the mixer. When the dough is ready, when the masa is ready, we put it here, and it work the masa to
So
be nice and tender.
everything you do is made on premise, on site.
Sure,
Yeah.
everything. So it turns out that I have heard here in the United States that most of the people say that real taco is not a real taco. It just depends on the salsa. But
Mm.
I disagree on that because when you're outside of Mexico, it's a game changer, the tortilla. So you don't have good tortillas. Definitely, the tortilla is the most important thing on a taco. As a Mexican, you know. Uh, It has been really challenging to with the customers, American customers, to show them the importance of a good tortilla. You know, because some of the people come and say like, "Do you have flour tortilla?" I mean, I don't like the corn tortilla. They haven't tried a good one,
Hmm.
or they say that it's hard, um, or they just prefer the flour because Americans are more used to flour tortillas because they're near the border in Mexico and North Mexico. They are used to have flour tortillas,
Hmm.
but not in Mexico City or South. So we base everything our diet in the corn. So here is my line.
There we go.
So there are my cooks. We make fresh chips. Here is Dana making chips.
Hey, Dana.
She's from Mexico too.
Welcome. Yeah, very cool.
So we have here Aether. She is from Peru. She's taking care of the cold station. She makes tostadas. She makes guacamoles. Here we have Carla.
Hey, Carla. Hey. Hey, welcome. Welcome to the podcast.
Here we have Fabi.
Hey. Hey. Looking, looking good. I'm doing good.
Then we have our bartender from Mexico, Diego, making the batch of mango margarita.
Oh,
The
damn.
campaign. Yeah.
Nice work, brother.
Yep. And here we have Benji.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
what's going on? How are you?
Excellent. How are you?
He's peeling some chilies, dry chilies for the salsas and the adobos that we make. And we have Al Pastor here,
Oh, there it
our
is.
trumpet. Yep.
So, what's the difference between an El Pastor taco and a regular taco? Like, what is there, quote unquote,
So
difference?
uh, most of the places here they don't have this vertical roaster thing because
Right.
there's a lot of work, right? So they just marinate the meat. They got the we use pork. Everyone use pork.
Hmm.
So they just marinate the meat and they just cook it on the flat top because it's easier. The idea here is that whenever you cut the meat, you know, from there it's really juicy and fresh, and that's it. We make, we shave the meat, so
Hmm.
that's it's not the same having like a chunk of pork meat of al pastor that having a meat shaved.
Hmm.
It's that's what it make the difference for an al pastor taco.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it probably does it take longer, or is it just a harder process the way you're doing it, or
it's so complicated, man. Like as a professional cook, this is my salsa bar.
oh wow.
So people get their tacos and they can put whatever they want. We have different salsas here.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and toppings. And I'm gonna show you. So we like to put the corn here, so all people can see.
Oh
So
my
we stuck
gosh.
here. So
Oh
our
my,
corn is from Oaxaca, Mexico, and we
wow.
have here. So whenever we need to cook corn, we take the corn from here, and we cook it there in the kitchen.
Jeez.
Yep,
Wow. So nothing's coming in frozen. Everything's
nothing,
jeez.
nothing.
Yeah.
Not the margaritas, nothing. Not the lime juice. We're trying to make everything from the scratch, fresh, and that's how we work. Yeah, you wanna check anything else?
I mean, that was a pretty damn good tour, man.
Oh,
Thank you.
you know, this is Chef Isaac.
Hey,
Like
chef.
he's from Mexico City too.
Wow.
So none of this could happen if I didn't bring him here with me.
Very cool. Very
This is the
cool.
guy. This is the guy with, that he is like all the operation is on his shoulders. This is the guy. Yeah.
Everything's on his shoulders.
Yes. Yes, I have to say that. Like, I mean, this guy, uh, like I say, like we're gonna make this, and this guy just make sure that things happen.
Very cool. Very cool. So how long have you been here at this place, or how long has place been open?
Chef Isaac and me just came here to open the place,
Hmm.
and this was 2.5 years ago.
Yep.
I I got here 3.5 years ago. 3 years ago, sorry,
Yep.
but obviously the place was closed. It was, it used to be a Thai restaurant,
Okay.
so really old. So the construction company had to put everything down and then put everything from the scratch. Again, it was a really damaged place,
Wow.
but we need to, to make the layout and work with the permits and everything. And it took a while, like 1 year or
Wow.
more. So I was in touch with Tom.
Yep.
We met in Mexico City, I think, in 2017.
Hmm.
So that was the first time that we met, and
How did you guys meet?
it turns out that he wanted to put his own taqueria.
Hmm.
And he has a friend here in Alexandria that he has been in the industry all his life too. So Tom talked to him, and he talked to him about his plans to open a taqueria. And Tom asked him if he knows somebody that could help him, because he obviously wants a Mexican chef.
Hmm.
And his friend recommend the guy that used to be my boss back there in Mexico City. I used to work for a fine dining place in Mexico City, in Mexico's downtown, inside of a hotel boutique. So he was my boss. So Tom contacted him, and he talked to Tom. I have a background that I have been out of Mexico before. I worked in Canada for 3 years. So my boss there back there say like, I think that this is not a job for me. I
Hmm.
think this is like a job for you, because you have been out of Mexico. I don't want to be out of Mexico, and I think it's good for you, chef. So he offered me the opportunity, and the first the first time that I met Tom, I told him that I didn't want to be out of my country
Hmm.
again. Uh, but he's a really persistent and nice guy. We met and say like, okay, can you give me a tour of the city, anyways? Yeah, let's meet tomorrow. And I showed him, Mexico City. I took him to my favorite restaurants there. He loves it. We started talking, and it took us like a couple of hours to find out that we have a really good connection.
Hmm.
Uh, we see, I mean, there's a lot of people in the industry that they're really serious, or they have like bad temper. And it's not the case of Tom and me. Like he has a really good temper, and me too. Well, I think. Don't ask me. Yeah,
I'm gonna ask your team. Next
yeah,
time
yeah,
next time
yeah.
I go
He
for a
has a bad
taco, I'm gonna
temper.
ask your team.
But yeah, we make a really good connection. So at that point, I say like, why not? And he said like, I'm gonna give you a tour. You can come whenever you want. So he invited me to come here to, he gave me a tour in Alexandria and DC, all the area, and I said I really like it, so I can make something here.
Hmm.
And he told me like, obviously, I'm gonna leave you open, like whatever you wanna do, be my guest. I mean, it's your place. I just will support you whatever decision or ideas that you have, and it has been like that. Like
Wow.
since like he's really he loves Mexican food. He's open to everything. When I told him that I want to make my own tortillas, it represents a big game changer, more money, uh, more work, more. like it was like more complicated. But he
Mm.
said like, let's do it, man.
Yeah.
So obviously it represents like 20 times more work when we open, because as a professional cook, I need to tell you, like, I never been a taquero before, and definitely make tacos. It's totally different from being a chef, you know.
Right.
And I never made tortillas before, like this amount of tortillas.
Yeah.
In Mexico, and every single corner, you find a tortilleria, which is these places that you find the tortillas fresh.
Right.
And if you put a restaurant there, you even if you want to make your tortillas, you just get the masa already ready to go, to
Mm.
make your tortillas.
Right.
But not here.
Mm.
So it was definitely a big effort and challenge. But right now we make a pretty good nixtamal. We make pretty good tortillas. We make tostadas. We make our own tamales. Everything from scratch. So definitely, it's a game changer. It's a challenge as a professional cook. But also the pastor, man. Like, we get the pork box, the pieces in Mexico. The suppliers, you just get the whole piece of meat, and you ask the butcher to cut it.
Mm.
Not here. Me,
Oh.
you have like big suppliers that you just give you the piece and that's it. So we have to butcher a lot, and then we marinate the meat, and then we put together to make the trumpet.
Yeah.
But obviously, we weren't taqueros. My sous chef and me, we weren't taqueros at all. So we're learning, studying, practicing, cooking. That's how you get the expertise here. That's the
Wow.
only way.
How's been the consumer feedback? I mean, do they recognize the amount of work that goes into El Pastor? Do they recognize the tortillas that you're making? Like,
You
what's
know,
the feedback?
I have to say that it was really hard because, as I told you, well, we opened and then it was just 1 month before COVID.
Oh,
So it was 2018, right? Or
yeah,
19? No,
2019.
19. 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we opened February 2019.
Oh, geez,
Then, yeah.
terrible
So
time.
was everything a challenge, right? So nobody knew us. Nobody knew us. So, and we need, to build a team because it was just the chef. My wife is chef too, and she
Wow.
helped us too with the opening.
Okay.
She's not working with us anymore, but she's a chef too, so she helped me as well.
But you didn't
So
want your wife working side by side with you at the restaurant?
that's another challenge, man. Like, that's really complicated. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, it was like a tornado. Like, it was craziness every day. So one more thing is that I didn't get my work visa at
Oh,
that
geez.
time. So our lawyer just told us that I should. The only way to get a visa it was to study here. So
Hmm.
we find a school, and then I made. I supposed to enroll to a culinary program for to make a master's
Hmm.
in culinary business, or I can't remember the name. But when I came here, I went to the school and to make all the paperwork and everything, and they say like, you know what, we don't have that career anymore. So we have this master, only MBA master, business administration
Oh,
uh,
geez.
masters, and they say like, I never done that before, so I'm worried that I can make it. So, anyways, it was at that time the opening, the school, it was crazy.
Jeez.
So,
Wow.
but like of course, as I said, like customers came and they say like, okay, can I have a taco? And they say like, I want just flour tortilla. I never tried the corn tortillas before, so I want flour. So people say like I want a bowl like in Chipotle, like with rice and everything. I want a burrito. I want a fajitas. I want like say like I don't have anything of that. So let me explain to you. Definitely it was hard
Mm,
the first time, but now we have our customers that
right.
they love the because we're the only taqueria in the area making that the tortillas by hand. But we have a machine that it gives you more. Um, it's more consistent. The process, the flavor, the tortilla is always the amount that you want because if you make them by hand, it's not the same. Or if the lady that is making by hand the tortillas doesn't show up, it's not the same. With the tortilla
Yeah.
machine, we have that consistency.
Yeah.
So definitely, it paid out. I have to say that that 2019 it was completely lost that year.
Yeah.
The same 2020 lost, and I will say that 2000 the 21st and this year is just things are start moving
Right.
finally. So
Got it.
we just focus 2019 and 20 to survive.
Whew. I mean, so you moved here, opened the restaurant, you had to go to school, so just a chaos soup um,
Chaos,
for
yeah,
you. Yeah.
chaos. Then COVID. Then at some point, Tom just told me, "I think we need to close.
Ugh,
We're gonna close. We need to save money until we can reopen." And I said, "I think that if we close, we're gonna be there
right.
because we need to spend again on the opening and like." So
Yeah.
what we did is like, we have a meeting and say like we won't close and just my sous chef Isaac, my wife Paulina, and me just stay with a dishwasher and a cashier. We need to. We unfortunately we had to say goodbye to the rest of the staff.
Yeah.
No bartenders, nothing. Restaurant empty. So we come up with the idea to make like a package of food by pound, selling the meats by pound with the tortilla separate so they can have their own taco parties.
Oh
So
wow.
we start making that, and we make flyers. We start getting DoorDash, Uber Eats, GrabHub, Postmates. Um, we start developing the packaging thing, the package thing, for food to go. And we start knocking at the doors in the neighborhoods in the area.
Yeah.
People didn't want to even go outside. They said like just leave there, just leave the flyer there and go out. That time people was scared. We were wearing, of course, face masks. We were scared too, but we said like we can't close. So people start calling. We start, me and Tom in our car. We start delivering the food
Jeez.
until we got the apps, the DoorDash and the
Yep.
delivery service,
Yep.
and then uh, the so many restaurants closed, right? So it was a good thing for us because we are the only one restaurant open in the area.
Mm.
Most of them they closed at least 3 months, but
Mm.
that time allow us to have a lot of orders through DoorDash. So they
Mm.
gave us right away this thing that they like a hotspot.
Gotcha.
It's
Yeah.
some classification.
Yep.
So it helps us a lot. So orders start coming, people start calling, and that's how we survive. At least to pay
Jeez.
all the bills.
Wow. Wow. I mean, so you probably thought, gonna go to America. We're gonna open up this great restaurant. It's
Yeah.
gonna be busy and fun. And all of a sudden,
And then
you're in your own car
yeah,
delivering
I was
food.
I was cashier, I was the dishwasher, it was whatever, like working prep in the morning, and then when we open, we're making service as well. I mean, we work all days of the week
Oh my god!
for 1 year. I think. I mean,
Just to survive. That was it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
just to survive. Yeah, just
Whew.
to survive.
Well,
But
that is a lesson in entrepreneurship for everybody that wants to. It's fun to open a restaurant.
yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard. It's really hard. It's always something new that comes out. It's not. You can only focus on good food. It's always good service too, but it's always good marketing. But it's always that you have to, like renew yourself, renew dishes. Even for me, like if I say like, no, this is not even Mexican, okay, but here people like crab a lot.
Hmm.
So we're gonna make a crab tostada. Let's work with it.
Hmm.
So I want to see the local products here. We make like a soft shell crab taco.
Hmm.
We're gonna make these, like I'm gonna use Mexican techniques,
Yep.
and I don't necessarily need to use Mexican ingredients as well. So if I have a really good ingredient that reminds me good ingredients back in Mexico, I'm gonna use it.
Hmm.
For example, now I'm gonna make in Mexico we have a lot of fava beans, which is
Yep.
not the case here. It's hard. I mean, I'm still trying to look with my suppliers, but I found that getting edamames, it's easier to get those here, and
Hmm.
the edamame flavor has this fava bean flavor that I want. That
Hmm.
reminds me the fava beans that I try in Mexico. So I'm gonna make guarache with nopales and edamames, but of course it's gonna have like a Mexican salsa, and I think that it's gonna be green, all green. So we use green salsa. I'm gonna use dots of guacamole puree. I'm gonna put nopales, green nopales. Everything is gonna be green. So something like that. So, but it's nice to be in another country because you can play with your own culinary techniques,
Hmm.
but using ingredients, good ingredients, local ingredients. Or man, I can also use a French technique like a duck confit. But I'm
Right.
gonna make duck carnitas, or I'm gonna make tuna carnitas,
Hmm.
uh, whatever. But that's how I love uh, of my career. That I can work with that. I always make meetings and get books, and I give to everybody the books to read them. Most of the time they don't read it, to be honest, but
Hey, if
you never
you get
stop.
one
You never
person,
stop. I always encourage them to keep learning, reading. What is the trend? Surprisingly, if you just go to Instagram or whatever, you can find what is on trend.
right?
But if you read, and I mean basics like old books or whatever, but if you combine that, it's gonna be amazing because
Yeah.
you are in touch with new techniques or new ingredients or new trends, but also if you respect the basics,
Yeah.
you're gonna have like amazing results. So
Yeah. And
always you have to respect that.
so that's what it seems like, that you've got your basics down of what you like to do, but you seem to have open to do whatever you want, to play around, try new things, and experiment. And that's got to be fun, instead of just saying, "Well, these are the seven dishes we do, and we're not changing." It
Yeah.
seems like you can just add things. And do you do that? Do you add things seasonally over at the restaurant, or is it just up to you if you want to change things up? Like, how does it? how does the menu work, and how does the menu change based
So
on the season?
definitely, I think for a menu in a restaurant, I mean, you have to have a base. Definitely,
Right.
you have to get it in your mind pretty solid, and just to, to make some improvements, of course, but you have to have a base. And then what I like to do is that when I got that base and it was solid, it took us a lot of time, by the way, because when you come by yourself, just, I mean, I'm so uh, lucky that I could bring my sous chef, and my wife is chef too. So,
That's awesome.
but anyways, I have like a 25 people team that we had to, to bring people, and then they left, and to train them, and then they left, and to train them, and then they left. So it's so hard. And then with the crisis of COVID, that people getting government support,
Yeah.
so people, they don't want to come back to work. So it's really challenging, and it's the perfect balance between being really strict, just show them that they need to, to be here on time, to show up every day, to respect the food, to be compromised of what they're doing, but in the same time, you have to motivate them, to always try to create passion on them. But it's really hard. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm a successful person in that case. The only thing that I can tell you is that every day that I wake up, I say like, okay, didn't work out this thing, is gonna be different today. So it didn't work out this thing, I'm gonna try this way. So blah blah, and we're working, we're thinking. Isaac and me, we are always talking about the place. We're really passionate about our careers, and we love to be in the kitchen. And we're really right now we have the challenge. We're making even we're gonna make a new bar menu. So we're gonna make new drinks.
Cool.
We're working with the salts. We're making jalapeno salts, and we're making a lot of things like
Yeah.
dehydrating fruits, and so we start working with the bartenders to have the same process that we have in the kitchen. But
Right.
because at this point we can say that we have a pretty solid team in the kitchen. So now it's time to go with the bar team.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you guys are both on the same page, working together, helping each other out. Because when I started in the hospitality industry, it was like cooks and chefs over here, bartenders over here. They never really talked. They were two different worlds. I feel like, I feel like now it's getting more and more where bartenders are kind of chefs, and chefs are bartenders, and you're getting a lot of the ingredients from the kitchen to help at the bar. And I think that's amazing that there's more communication between front of house, back of house.
That's what we're trying to do now. I mean, we're trying to help them out, and right now, Isaac and me, we're jumping into the service and helping them as a barback, not as a bartender, but barback, coming with recipes, whatever. So as long as we can introduce the way of we operate the kitchen, is going to be perfect.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what I've noticed you guys have the hot dogs on your menu. Is that what's that all about? I haven't had a chance to have one at your place just yet. I've definitely seen the pictures. I follow you on Instagram.
Thank you.
Tell me about those a little bit. Is that something is that a comfort food from your past, or is just something,
Tom has been in the industry all his life too, and so it turns out that his father-in-law, they live in and I forgot. It's near the border. I forgot, but they live near
in Texas, or like border of Texas, like
Texas.
Yeah.
So they know display, this place that it's a Mexican place that they sell the Sonoran hot dogs,
Mm.
which is a classic dish of Sonora, the state of Sonora, which is a state that is up north in Mexico near the border. So they love that, and they talk to me about it. So I'm start doing all the process, man. Like we talk about it. This time was with Tom, with his father-in-law. They were explaining me, and they want me to take it there to try it. Well, I was really busy. I couldn't go there, but anyways, the same as I do with with my staff, we start working on the idea. They show
Mm.
me pictures. We start trying. We get different dogs. We get different bread. We start playing around,
Yeah.
and I start investigating what is this about. So and then we came up with the idea. That's how
Mm.
most of my dishes. I mean, I say like I'm start, like when I go to my bed and start, dreaming, and I say like I wake up and I write it down, and then say like we have a meeting. I say like, okay, I'm thinking in this, and I'm gonna make a little drawing of this, like how it looks in my mind, and then the idea, that it's gonna be Mexican. We have to make Mexican techniques, or either Mexican techniques, or either Mexican ingredients, or whatever. It has to be
Yeah.
Mexican,
Right.
and then Chef Isaac starts saying, "Why don't we do this?" And my wife, Chef Paulina, starts doing, "Why don't we do this?" Chef Shannon starts doing, "Why don't we do this?" Oh, I remember that back then I used to work in a hotel that we used to do this, and okay,
Mm.
let's try this. So we start playing with it until we get a result that I say like, this is what I was thinking, I dream of. So that's the way. Of
Do
course,
you
there's
have a
stuff
lot of do you have a lot of dreams like that where you wake up and you're like,
all the
oh,
time, all the
really?
time, all the
Oh,
time,
geez. So
all the
you
time,
never leave the restaurant. You're always thinking.
always. It's
Yeah.
always thinking in the improvements and suppliers that we can change. We can have better quality products, or going down on the cost, or a
Yeah.
lot of things. Right
Yeah.
now we have a big challenge on the bar menu,
Hmm. Yeah.
on the new
So
one.
is those hot dogs? So it's a basically accumulation of everyone's thoughts, everyone's ideas. Are they?
but
Are
of
they?
course
Are they? Yeah.
but of course basing on the Sonoran hot dog, you know so it's important. The bread is really important.
Hmm.
It needs to be inside the bread.
Yep.
The breath kind of wrap the dog there. So the dog is an important thing too. We try like 10 different kind of dogs,
Oh, geez.
and also the bacon, like three different kind of bacon. And when we roll it, everything we check it out. We make an habanero mayo,
Hmm.
and we also try with pico de gallo, with cucumbers, pico de gallo. Um, then we find out that we had some saute onions with
Hmm.
serrano peppers. So
Oh,
we put
geez.
we put the beans, we put the dog inside the bread, mustard, the habanero mayo, and then we put the onions on top with serrano peppers.
Chef, you're making me hungry, man.
Yeah, and of course, the beans that we use is the frijoles charros, which is a long process. Like it has bacon, it has chorizo, it has jalapeno pepper. They have tomato, onions, garlic, a lot of things.
Yeah. So do you
Beer, beer. It has beer. It has
Oh,
Negra Modelo beer. The
oh,
beans.
geez. I love it. I love it. So I mean, obviously you're there all the time. When you're not there, you're dreaming about that place. Do you get any time off with your wife, or is she always working? Like, what do
I
you do
guess
on your days
guess
off?
what we do? We go to restaurants. We go to good places. I love to go to drink and eat nicely. So
Yeah.
I like to to find out new places that I like to get surprised. I have met good chefs
Mm.
here in the area. I met a chef from Habanero, Taqueria
Mm.
Habanero.
Yeah. Yeah.
I met chef from Mescalero.
Okay.
I met the chef of Mai 64, which is in DC, Sara Mendes. He came every single one came to eat here in my place
Oh wow.
already. So
Very
yeah, so that's good. I mean, I love to go there, and the good thing is that my wife is she's a chef too. So we really enjoy our day off to do that. You know.
Do you get to enjoy the
So
meal, or
of
are
course, like cleaning the house or washing our clothes and everything,
yeah,
or go to do the groceries and everything. But when we say like we want to do something, we go and check new places, restaurants or bars. Yeah.
yeah. What I'm saying, like when you're eating the meal, are you analyzing it, or can you just sit down, turn your head off for a
Nah,
little bit?
no. I
You're
just
done. Yeah.
enjoy it. I hate
Yeah.
to be a critic to say like, nah, this is not good. Hey, server, can you? This is not good now. I hate that. I just say thanks.
That's good.
I really appreciate the time. I never say that. I really appreciate because I'm in the industry. The last thing that I want to do is to go and critique something.
Yeah.
Other
Yeah.
people, another chef food. So I'm just go to get new ideas or to when you see food from another head and they how they interpret how they how they look the food in another way, you get inspired.
Mm, yeah.
So and you get you come up with new ideas.
And what are you and your wife drinking these days when you're going out? Is it
uh,
cocktails? Is it
we just went to a really nice Italian place
mm,
called Caruso's Grocery.
okay?
It's a really small place, like 10 tables
Is that in DC or is that in
in
Virginia?
DC.
DC.
DC. So I knew Chef Matthew. Uh, his name is Chef Matthew. And surprisingly, he went to say hi to me. I met him long time ago, and I thought that he won't like recognize me or something like that. But surprisingly, he went and he recognized me. He went to say hello. He treated me well. He gave us a lot of good things. He made his own pasta from the scratch, everything.
Wow.
That's a really short menu. It's a really nice place. So we had a blast there. I mean, we like to order good wine. We had a wine. We have a pasta, and then I start, thinking, like I love to cook risotto. So I was thinking to make a poblano risotto here, or an avocado risotto, or
Oh, wow.
with la coche risotto. I can make those, but like I know that it's a taqueria, so
Right.
sometimes I just, like, and my wife say like, nah, just you can make it at house because sometimes I cook at house,
Yeah.
if it's something that is like I don't want to be in the restaurant because my wife, I mean, it's our day off, right? So we have to spend time. So we cook together. I start cooking for her. We open a bottle of wine and we
Nice.
play music.
All right.
We have a little chihuahua. We don't have kids. So we have a little chihuahua, so we enjoy the time together.
That's awesome. It's good. It's good to hear that you can take some time off and take a break. And if you do ever make that avocado risotto, let me know. I'll be the first to try it.
You can come. You can come. I will definitely tell you. Okay.
Awesome. Well, listen, I know you're very busy, and I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you guys supporting the Arte Agave event, and we're super excited that you guys are going to be there again this year. So we're looking forward to that, and we look forward to supporting you
Sure.
guys, and we look forward to having your El Pastor tacos, and I will definitely be by to eat some of those hot dogs because I haven't had a chance to have those yet. So I'm looking forward to
Sure.
it.
sure. Just let us know, or whenever you want, you can come.
Definitely, definitely. Well, listen, Chef, thank you so much for this.
No problem at all.
Taqueria Picoso. We appreciate you guys, and we look forward to it. I'm glad we're on the other side of the pandemic, and best of luck to you and the team over there.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Nice meeting you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course, appreciate it, everybody.